What is smoking, Canna family? It is your host Dustin with two buds in a jar, and we are doing another What Mats My Dreads. And what mats my dreads is dumb cannabis laws. I'll tell you all about it coming up next. Now, I was baked as always, and I was going through many different cannabis laws throughout the United States, and I figured I would just pick a particular state and one that just really irritated me. And one I found, it was Ohio, of course. Now, there's a bunch of stuff, a bunch of memes about Ohio. I've been through Ohio once or twice in my life, and it looks like a cornfield completely. No hate onto the people that live in Ohio, but anyway, with that being said, they have a lot of ridiculous cannabis laws. And here, let me throw this at you guys. Basically, they look at it like this. They have a law where you have 6 plants per person and household. So let's say you have 2 people, right? You grow 12 plants. Let's say they're auto flowers or they're photo period flowers, for instance. Okay, now these plants are going to produce a lot more cannabis than the 2.5 ounces that are allowed in Ohio, from what I've read on their laws, and I researched quite a bit into it. So you could easily produce, an autoflower grows anywhere from 2 ounces up. I've grown auto flowers with 3 to 4 ounces on it. So right there, one plant is over the amount. So you see where I'm getting with this, Canna family. If you have a plant, multiple of them, like 12, like you're allowed to have 6 per household, and you grow and flower 12 plants, or even 6, or even 3. I can get a pound of weed, Canna family, off 3 autos easily. I've done it multiple times in my life. So, I mean, you got to think 3, 6, 9, 12. I could get 4 pounds of cannabis. So, you got 4 pounds of cannabis, and that's way over the amount. And that's the amount of plants that they're allowed to tell you you're allowed to grow. So, right there is a form to me of entrapment. You guys are basically like, here, you can grow. You can have up to 2.5 ounces in Ohio, but once you get done growing your plants that we said you're allowed to have, and you have too many flowers over the amount we're not, you're not allowed to have over the 2.5 ounces, then now you're in trouble. So I wonder how that would play out, because to me that's kind of ignorant. I don't know. You guys tell me down in the comment section below. Now let's get to their concentrates laws. Their concentrate says you're allowed to have up to 7 grams. So technically, let me break that down for anybody who, may be bad with this stuff, because, it takes a minute to catch on to it. But 7 grams is like 7 1-gram carts. It's like 7 grams of dabs or shatter, or a form of concentrate, whether it's a 7-gram hash ball, a form of bubble hash, a form of concentrate, something like that. Now, if you were to take all your cannabis that you grew and made a bunch of gummies, and now those are concentrated edibles, is what they're considered. So they are a form of concentrate. They even though it isn't, the law over there basically states that an edible is a concentrate, just like a dab, just like a cart, 1-gram cart, for instance. So with that being said, if you have over the weight, so you make 2-3 patches of gummies, and each gummy holder, I've seen ones hold like 50. So if you make 4 of those, there's 200 gummies. Okay, those are 200 concentrates. Now they're going to weigh it up and see that your gummies, your huge bag of gummies, I got cotton mouth, I'm sorry, Canna family, are over the weight of 7 grams. So now you're in trouble. Let's say you grow 12 plants and you run all 12 plants because you want dabs, or you want live rosin, or you want some form of concentrate. You got to think 12 plants is going to produce over more than 7 grams of concentrate. And that's if you're doing it right with a trichome strand. It's a good run, it's a good strand, you've had no problems with it, and it's really trichomey, then you'll have well over. So either way you look at these laws, they're absolutely ridiculous. They're a form of entrapment. In Ohio, what the hell are you doing with your cannabis laws? It makes no sense, especially to people like us that are educated in these type of topics, and many other people. I don't know. I had to bring this to your guys' attention because I hope all states ain't doing this. Let me know what your guys' cannabis laws are down in the comments section below. I find this absolutely just ignorant. I think it's a form of way to be like, yes, you can have concentrates, but if you do anything to go over the amount, you're going to jail or being fined. Yes, you can have 12 to 6 plants, but if you do anything over a flower any more over than 2.5 ounces, you're going to jail. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other shady laws in between because they ain't really making sense here with the first two. And Ohio, from what I've read, is a recreational state. They just recreationally passed it last year, I believe, or this year. I think it was last year, actually. And, they became a recreational and medical legal state. So you can, partake in cannabis whether you have a prescription for it or whether you don't, and you just go to your local dispensary or whoever you may go to for your cannabis products. So, with that being said, I just wanted to tell you guys that I don't want to make this a long ranting video. I know a lot of you guys like, so what, Matt's my dread. So this is just something that I seen, thought it was stupid and pissed me off. And I'm like, how many other states are doing that to people? Because it makes absolutely no freaking sense to me as to why they would make laws that have like a catch 22 where yes, you can do this, but we can put you in jail, or yes, you can do that, but you go over the amounts, you're going to jail. So me personally, I think if you want to grow pounds of weed and have totes full of weed or jars full of weed in your house and you're just smoking it, who cares? Like, it's a plant, it's a flower. Who really gives a shit, to be honest? I don't see it harmful. It's just a flower with resin material that's oil, and it has a psychoactive effect on us. So we have cannabinoid receptors, and that oil mimics that receptor that fits perfectly in our prefrontal cortex of our brain. So just because a molecule fits perfectly in our brain and a receptor, that's why that has an effect or impairment on us. Impairment, I'm sorry. So, I don't view it as a drug because drugs are man made if you think about it. I'm not going to name off a lot because I don't want to get age restricted more than what we already do here at YouTube for a plant that's legal in our area to talk about, grow, and partake in. They need to do that geographically. And that's another thing I want to kind of touch on. YouTube needs to realize that if you're in an area to where growing, smoking, partaking in cannabis is legal and it's not only medical, but it's also recreationally legal, you guys need to take that into consideration due to the fact that it isn't a law or a harmful act. Because you got to think cannabis, again, is only a flower with a gland that has oil in it, and it's your trichomes, and these trichomes have psychoactive effects because they have cannabinoids. These cannabinoids fit perfectly within the receptors of your brain, and this is why you receive impairment or you are stoned. It's pretty easy. You just have a receptor that fits perfectly from a plant material, and boom, you're baked. So, I think YouTube needs to really go through and see like where you're from. So maybe if you're uploading cannabis content or, knowledge about cannabis or growing cannabis or whatever the case may be, that you're doing it in a legal state. If you're doing it illegally, I can see how that could be problems. But if you're being educational about it, and, I'm not just like every episode I upload, like, hey guys, we're taking dabs to the face. You'll always see me and Harry smoking. It's what we do. We just try not to make it a big part about YouTube because YouTube heavily restricts it. Even when I vape, and I'm old enough to use nicotine products. So, with that being said, I think YouTube really needs to straighten up with that and allow people to learn about this because this is becoming a United States, thing nationwide. It's either becoming medically or recreationally legal in places, and people need to be tolerant and understand. I'd much rather walk outside and have somebody smoking a blunt or a joint or hitting a cart or even a bong than smoking a cigarette. Cigarettes smell like ass to me. I smoked for a while, I quit, I vape now, I've been vaping for years, and I absolutely detest cigarettes. I can smell them a mile away, I'm like a dog. No offense to people out there that smoke or smoke tobacco products. I get it. They do taste tasty and they can be addictive. But I've been vaping. It's basically the same thing, so no hate to anybody out there it does. But I don't like cigarettes, but I'd much rather smell people smoking cannabis. To me, cannabis don't stink. I think it smells great, and it all smells differently. Yes, it all has a gassy or skunky aroma or a piney, or, some can have a fruity, or, some can even have like baked goods like biscotti and gelato. But at the end of the day, it smells better than burnt cigarettes, and I think even smokers out there can't disagree. Because I know when I smoked cigarettes and cannabis, I loved my cannabis smell over the cigarettes any day, you know. But that's just me. But I just wanted to bring those two topics up to you. I think the Ohio law with cannabis has a few gray areas. They really need to fix that because their laws don't make legal sense. And any stoner that's been hitting a bong for more than a couple years can even figure that out. And I'm talking about myself here. So, I've been hitting a bong for quite some decades now. But anyway, I ain't going to rant no more, Canna family. Much appreciated. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Dustin from Two Buds in a Jar. And this is what mats my dreads. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment down below if you guys have seen anything such as, goofy laws in your area, your state. I would love to hear about it. So comment down in the comments section below. Much love from Two Buds in a Jar. I'm burning out. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, got my neck and wrist frosty. All day, all night too. Need a beat to write to. Knock 'em out like Mike do. MVP like Michael. Money stacking, it's loaded up. Parks looking all swollen up. New Lambo, I'm rolling up. No stopping, no slowing up. I went hard, that cash came. Got a new big ass chain. Take what I want, no ass game. Live it up in that fast lane. Do this shit for my people. Get that money, all we know. Money never finito. Keep on boosting my ego. Steph Curry with the free throw. When I turn my swag on, this shit should be illegal. Stepping out the whip, I'm looking sharper than the needle. And all them bitches on me keep on swelling up my ego. I spit fire in the boot when I'm higher than Mariah off that goose. Punchlines hitting hard and chipping toots. Baseline kicking harder than some steel toe boots. Stacking bitches in the backseat of the 4-door coupe. You know them haters who mean shit to me. You gotta be kidding me. Ain't nobody stopping me from securing this victory. And I ain't stopping till the shit I'm dropping, making history. And every time they talking about somebody got my neck and wrist frosty. Don't know what it cost me. I've been on the grind, nigga, get these haters off me. I've been on the grind, why niggas so saucy. I've been on the grind, why niggas so bossy. Neck and wrist frosty. Don't know what it cost me. I've been on the grind, nigga, get these haters off me.
Damn, oatmeal makes me fart.